Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're really getting into something foundational, I think, for success, pretty much, however you define it. We're talking about mastering the abundance mindset, making that shift away from scarcity thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's more than just like positive thinking, isn't it? The mission today is really to synthesize the core beliefs, the practical shifts, the daily habits you need to actually, well, rewire your brain, as our
Mhm.
sources put it.
Right, it's like giving you a shortcut, understanding how to attract what you want by training yourself to really see and feel like you already have it.
Exactly. And the sources are pretty clear. The main challenge isn't dreaming big. It's those small, daily, often subconscious thoughts that limit you.
You mean like feeling guilty buying a coffee or freezing when you think about investing because you're just so scared of losing?
Precisely. Those little daily fears, the hesitation, the guilt, maybe that little sting of jealousy when someone else does well, those limits,
Yeah.
they invite stress, they invite struggle. You really have to catch those subconscious patterns because, well, that's the bedrock of a scarcity mindset.
Okay. So let's unpack that a bit. Scarcity mindset, SM. The sources define it not just as, lacking money, but as a whole way of looking at life, viewing things strategically, always saving, being super careful about change because you're trying to avoid mistakes, avoid risk,
And the core belief is just, well, that there isn't enough to go around. Not enough money, not enough opportunities, time, whatever it is.
which leads to what? Constant anxiety?
Pretty much. Impatience, possessiveness, feeling like you're always competing. And it's interesting where it comes from. Often, yeah, it's rooted in how you grew up. Maybe financial struggles your parents talked about all the time. That feeling of lack. Or it can be personal stuff, too.
Right? Like people pleasing or feeling insecure, never quite feeling, accepted for who you are. That can manifest financially too. You might become super tight with money even when you don't need to be, or maybe the opposite. You overspend because you felt deprived before.
It all boils down to this underlying feeling that deep down you don't believe things will work out for you, that the universe won't provide.
Okay, so let's flip that. The abundance mindset, AM. What does that look like?
That person sees, well, limitless potential. They genuinely operate from a place of the glass is half full. They look at the world with hope.
They actually believe things will keep getting better, that there's always more coming.
Yeah. Their language even shows it. They're the ones saying things like, I'm so lucky, everything I want just flows to me. They go after goals intentionally, without that crippling doubt, because they truly believe success is, well, inevitable for them.
That belief system must be key then, because it changes how you see others too.
Totally. The abundant person isn't jealous. They're not fearful or constantly comparing. They can actually celebrate when someone else wins because they know it doesn't take anything away from their potential blessings.
They give back too, right? Like sharing advice without seeing it as helping the competition.
Exactly. Which brings us to that anecdote the sources use, comparing Lola and Athena. It illustrates this perfectly.
Right, Lola. She's scarcity personified, starts something new, hits a snag,
And boom, gives up. Just assumes, well, I'm going to fail anyway.
and you see her scarcity and how desperate she seems, grabbing any opportunity, even if it's low paying or just wrong for her, because she's terrified nothing else will show up.
Yeah, she's impatient, focused on that one big break she hopes for, instead of seeing any good stuff already around her.
Okay, then there's Athena. She faces challenges too, maybe even tougher ones.
But her perspective is completely different. She sees obstacles as, well, lessons. Things that help her grow, get smarter, more capable. Failure isn't a judgment on her worth. It's just data.
And she sets boundaries. That's huge.
Crucial. She says no to things that don't value her properly. She can be patient, wait for the right fit, because she trusts her own ability to create value. It's not just ambition. It's that deep trust and patience. That's the core difference.
That makes so much sense. So, okay, if you recognize some Lola in yourself, how do you actually start shifting? The sources lay out 6 mindset shifts to kind of rewire things. What's first?
Shift one is maybe the biggest leap philosophically. It's adopting the view that everything is a lesson working out for your best interest. So getting rejected from a job, a breakup, a setback, it's not failure, it's protection. It means something better, something more aligned is on its way.
Okay, that's a big perspective shift. What's number 2? It sounds more practical.
It is. Shift two tackles money directly. Reframe spending. You're not losing money, you're gaining value. Now, obviously, we know buying groceries gets you food.
Right, basic economics. But the shift is psychological.
Exactly. It's about seeing the transaction as value creation, not money subtraction. Buying that course isn't losing $500. It's gaining skills that might earn you thousands. Money itself is just paper, right? It's what you trade it for that holds the value. Now, you still need financial boundaries, obviously, but you have to dismantle that deep gut fear that spending equals loss.
That's powerful. I definitely feel that guilt sometimes, buying something that's not strictly necessary. It's hard not to see it as just money gone.
That's the scarcity habit talking. And that leads us to the next big one, the source's highlight. Shift 3. Another person's win is not your loss. This one's tough, especially if you grew up in a competitive environment.
Stop seeing everyone as competition. Easier said than done sometimes, especially with social media showing everyone the highlight reel.
True. But the sources connect this back to that idea of a personalized path. Remember, everything happening to you is supposedly tailored just for your journey.
How does that help with comparison, though?
Because if your path is truly unique to you, then someone else's success, no matter how shiny it looks, is actually, well, irrelevant to your specific trajectory. Their win fits their story, their lessons, their timing. Comparing your chapter 2 to their chapter 20, it just doesn't make sense. When you really internalize that your path is custom-made, their success stops being a threat.
Okay, I see. It reframes jealousy entirely. And if you accept that your path includes struggle, then shift 4 makes sense too. Struggle is a feature, not a bug. Difficulty is part of the deal.
Yes, and the sources suggest visualizing your future self, that successful, calm version of you. Looking back at this struggle right now and just smiling, knowing how good it gets. It trains you to see the hard stuff, not as a dead end, but as a necessary plot point in your success story.
All right, shift 5 feels like the real engine here. Stop stating, start questioning.
This is huge for changing your brain's default mode. Instead of shutting things down with a statement like, I can't afford that, or I don't have the experience for that job.
You flip it into a question.
Exactly. You ask, okay, how can I afford this? Or what steps can I take to become skilled enough for that job?
Wow, yeah. It instantly shifts the energy, doesn't it? From victim to active problem solver. You're not closing the door, you're looking for the key.
Precisely. It moves you from passive lack to active abundance seeking just by changing the punctuation, essentially.
Yeah.
And that flows right into shift 6. Channel your ideal self.
Meaning?
When you hit a problem, feel nervous, doubt yourself, pause and ask, what would the absolute best, most successful, confident version of me do right now? And then you actually do that.
Huh. So that future boss lady taking the 7 a.m. train to this scary meeting, she doesn't just appear.
Nope. You build her. But starting to act like her, think like her, make decisions like her right now, even when it feels like faking it. It's a powerful way to shift your energy on the spot.
Okay, the mindset shifts set the stage. Now let's get really practical. The 7 habits and lifestyle changes to lock this in.
Right. Habit 1. Normalize working confidently. This isn't just be confident. It means having a clear vision, maybe a vision board, maybe written goals with timelines, and then commit to that idea of being, say, 1% better every day. Confidence isn't magic. It grows from actually doing things, achieving small wins consistently.
Makes sense. Habit 2, curate your inner circle. This sounds a bit harsh, maybe.
It's not about cutting everyone off. The sources reference Robert Greene here, the idea of avoiding infection from negative, complaining, scarcity-minded people.
From the 48 Laws of Power, Law 10, right. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky.
That's the one. The principle is that negativity and scarcity are contagious. If you're constantly soaking in complaints and lack thinking, it seeps in. It undermines the rewiring work you're doing. So the curation is about consciously choosing to expose yourself more to abundant resources. Podcasts like this, maybe books, videos from successful people, finance explainers. Feed your mind positivity.
Okay, that makes more sense. Habit 3, let go of what isn't serving you. This feels linked to scarcity hoarding.
Definitely. Holding on to clothes you might wear someday, staying in a dead-end job or relationship just because you fear nothing better will come.
Yeah.
That's scarcity fear. You need to practice letting go, giving things away, clearing space with the trust that you will receive more. And this applies to grudges too. Forgive, forget. Holding on to resentment burdens you, not them.
Releasing creates space. I like that. Habit 4 feels like the flip side. Start helping others.
Yes. Giving advice, sharing resources, making connections for people, doing that freely sends a powerful signal to your own subconscious. I have so much I can easily share it and still have plenty.
Whereas holding back information or trying to subtly sabotage someone else.
Screams insecurity and lack. Generosity flows from abundance.
Okay, habit 5. Treat yourself. This seems counterintuitive if you're worried about money.
The sources argue small, aligned purchases. A nice coffee, a lipstick that makes you feel good, a course that excites you, an experience. These signal to the universe, or at least to your own subconscious, that you're not afraid of money. That spending isn't just loss. Money flows through you.
But what if money is genuinely super tight? How do you treat yourself then without breaking those boundaries we talked about?
Good point. And the sources address this. If cash is truly tight, be abundant with your time. Prioritize rest, self-care, walks in nature, things that nourish you but don't cost money. But, and this is key, still do the mental exercise. Still ask, how can I afford the small treat every day? Keep the possibility open in your mind, even if the answer is not right now.
Okay, that balances it. Habit 6, gratitude daily. This comes up everywhere.
For good reason. It literally trains your brain to scan for the positive, counteracting our natural negativity bias. Doesn't matter how you do it, a journal, app, just telling someone 3 things you're grateful for, the discipline forces you to look for the good.
And finally, habit 7, daydream and visualize, specifically at night.
Yeah, right before sleep. Close your eyes, imagine your ideal life, the house, the feeling of financial freedom, the relationship playing out like a movie in your mind. Feel the feelings associated with it.
But the sources warn against visualizing certain things, like worrying about problems or focusing too much on one specific person, like a crush. They say it lowers your vibration. What's the cognitive interpretation there?
Right. Lowering your vibration here basically means anchoring your mental state in feelings of neediness, anxiety, or lack. If you visualize problems, you're marinating in stress chemicals right before sleep. If you focus obsessively on getting a specific person, you're focusing on the lack of them right now. The goal of the visualization is to feel the positive emotions of already having the desired outcome. Peace, success, joy, abundance. You're setting an expectation, a feeling tone for your subconscious and for the next day.
Okay, that clears it up. It's about the feeling state, not just the pictures.
Exactly. So to recap the core steps, you've got to define and recognize scarcity in yourself. Actively challenge those limiting beliefs by asking different questions, practice gratitude consistently, and crucially start acting as if you are already that abundant, ideal version of yourself.
So for everyone listening, what can you do, like right now? The sources give 2 clear homework tasks. First, journaling. Write down a scarcity thought that pops up, I'll never have enough money for X, and right beside it, consciously write the abundant counter thought. Money is always flowing to me. Resources appear when I commit.
Get it out of your head and reframe it on paper. Second, schedule gratitude. Literally put it in your calendar. A non-negotiable time, daily or weekly, just to jot down or think about what you're thankful for. It forces your brain to find the positive, to see that glass is half full.
Okay, that leads us to our final thought for this deep dive. We talked a lot about this idea that your journey is perfectly personalized, tailored for your growth. If you really take that idea seriously, it raises a pretty provocative question, doesn't it? If your path is so uniquely designed for you, what specific challenge, what recurring struggle in your life right now, the one that feels like your biggest roadblock, might actually be a hidden, personalized lesson. A lesson designed specifically to accelerate your growth towards abundance, if only you could see it that way.